Speaking of 26, it is the 26th episode of Grognards in Waterdeep. 26 episodes, people. Can you even believe it? I'm DM Roy. These are the Grognards. Oh, and
right here.
yes, right here. All right, and this is the cutest interruption ever.
That's the little one.
That's perfect. All right, I have a sticker now on my shirt. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got Christmas stickers, apparently. Close that door for me, sweetie. We are the Grognards, which means it must be... What's that?
I was saying at least she's polite about it.
Oh, yeah. Very polite. Very polite. Very cute. Very cute, which is good. Otherwise, we'd probably sell her. Isabella. Yes. Well, so Tuesday, holiday season. Hope everybody had a Merry Thanksgiving, and we're getting into, I guess, the full part of holiday season now. Of course, Christmas kind of dominates and eats up every other holiday in this time of year, but I know there are plenty. So happy whatever holidays that you're celebrating. I hope everyone's having a good time with that. Hold on.
If you celebrate a holiday.
Best of us.
If you don't celebrate a holiday, good for you.
All right.
Who needs it?
Who needs what?
The holidays.
Oh.
If you don't celebrate a holiday, good for you.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't want to celebrate, man, you know what? Don't celebrate. You do you. All right. Any sort of business we have to get into before we get back into our story?
Yeah, Roy. Hey, I realized that I'm supposed to get a friendly creature at 3rd level.
A friendly creature at 3rd level.
He wants a snow leopard.
They just materialize out of thin air.
It just says you get a creature, so I don't know if it's a quest or if I can get a creature that's friendly to me in a city.
Yeah,
You found a rat on the street and it follows you for food.
There are definitely some
It's
creatures.
a medium level creature.
There are definitely some creatures in the city that would be friendly to you.
Like a dog.
Like a dog.
Like a griffin.
A griffin? No.
It's got a griffin.
Yeah, totally
A baby griffin.
No.
Griffin makes the most sense, but also, Delaquin, what level were you when you came to join this group? You could have found your familiar on the way, or your animal companion on your way to meet up with us before you got to Waterdeep.
Yeah, I do believe that I was coming in at 3rd level.
So you may have already had your animal companion before you got here and just haven't been talking to him much in game.
Yeah. Snow leopards don't really like the city, so.
We would have to put out an enormous litter box.
No, because we helped out the Dung Sweepers Guild and they're our friends and they don't mind.
Well, Gail's a big cat. Will he work?
That's true. They could share a litter box.
There you
You
go.
just, I
Oh,
would say,
wow.
oh dear God. You just,
That.
you know what letterbox we're gonna share. You just open your mouth.
Yeah, and in that library, fresh paper to wipe on.
You're gonna shit right in your mouth.
So you don't take an action unless you command it to in your turn. You can verbally command the beast.
Does it really matter? We'll be dead in almost any encounter we have.
Not necessarily.
No, as long as it's not. I mean, we're a 5th level party now. We'll only be dead in almost any encounter that Roy's going to give us, but not any other encounter.
So you have a quarter hit die beast. I guess I don't really care a whole lot about this.
I mean, if we're doing city adventures, something like a mastiff or a pit bull.
A mastiff is only a quarter hit point creature. Wow.
I don't know.
I mean,
I have
you've
no
got to
idea.
have a quarter or lower.
I just don't know.
We can table this and Yeah, come back next
Yes,
week.
that's a good idea. This is a tough time to get them
Yeah.
thrown in. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it should be easy enough. All right, yeah. So we'll get you some kind of animal. It's not a rat. I mean, there's lots of rats. Sure, you don't just want a rat. Rats are abundant, you know, and you could they could die and you'd be fine. You know, get like more rats,
Take a
Can you get a
hippogriff.
rat swarm?
like all kinds of rats. It'd be like your kid's like pet goldfish, right? Where
Ow.
the goldfish dies and you get a different goldfish and replace it, and they're like, oh, they don't even realize it's gone. Rats are like that. You'd like rat could die and nobody really
Wow.
cares.
Pseudo dragons are 1 quarter challenge rating.
They're not a beast.
Oh yeah, I'll take a pseudo dragon.
Why are you guys crazy?
It's a beast, right?
No, it's not a beast. Why are you guys crazy? And I don't. Is it really Suedo? Is it Suede? Is it a Suede dragon? Is that the proper
No,
pronunciation? Suede. It's a
Not pseudo.
not in Waterdeep. There's actually a Suede dragon. It's a
Oh,
really
well.
Looking at a suede.
soft,
Is a mimic a beast?
soft to the touch, fun to pet. All right. A spider that lives in your hoodie. All right, I'm in for spiders. You can have a spider. Spiders are in.
Excuse me while I pet my soft dragon.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, I'm
Game.
gonna drop a bunch of mollies and rub your dragon.
we're in the game of Waterdeep. Last week, you guys finally sort of tracked down and captured this stone that you guys have been sort of chasing after for a long time, for some reason. So let's go way back, 25 or so episodes ago, or 23 or so episodes ago. When you guys rescued a young Renair Neverember who had been abducted by a gang here in town, and his friend, in fact, you went in search of his friend Floon, good old Floon, under a old case of mistaken identity, because he and Floon were captured and they thought Floon was Renair. So they took Floon, you guys rescued Renair, saved Floon, and then sort of made friends with Renair. So he's definitely like high on your list of allies, right? You have a good relationship with him, and he's on your list of allies. This whole thing with the dragons started because they're trying to find out where the cache of dragons is, and so apparently there are some of the seedy underbelly of Waterdeep. There are factions, forces, who believe that there is a huge sum of dragons hidden somewhere, and that Neverember has something to do with that. And Renair told you that he doesn't really believe that all that gold is actually real, because, I mean, even if it was, somebody would have found it by now for sure. But he does. I mean, you do know, like, it is sort of common knowledge that Lord Neverember was the Open Lord of Waterdeep, and he was the previous Open Lord of Waterdeep, and he was ousted by the Masked Lords. They actually voted him out while he was out of town, based on corruption. And the rumors, of course, accusations and such, are that he embezzled untold sums of money from the city, stole money from the city coffers, ripped people off, stuff like that. So there is, some sort of connection to this idea that, the reviled Lord Neverember did commit some crimes against the city. So now you found fast forward to now. You've gone through many adventures, and you've found this stone. This stone purports to know well, I guess you're not really sure what the stone purports to know just yet, but this is what everyone is looking for. Let me be very clear about that. This is what you found in your adventures, is that this is apparently the key to finding all of this money that's been stolen from the city, this embezzled money. If it exists, if it is still there, if it did exist, if it's actually still around. This stone turns out to be an artifact, a sentient object, in fact, that is apparently old and wise and knows everything about the world. And it is currently in the business of sharing information with one young, small Reginald P. Smytheworthy III. So the next day dawns. Wait, actually, last night.
Well,
so you go
before.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So the previous day, I want to use the legend lore ability to see about information regarding the hilt.
The well, I guess you could get it that day.
Because I attuned to it before I went to sleep.
Yeah. All right. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Remember that mechanically, it's a legend lore. But remember the way this works out is that you sort of talk with this creature and you banter with it and you talk with it. So it's this sort of long, drawn out process. All right. So the hilt. This hilt is or was once a magical weapon of some power. It was used once upon a time. I'm kind of giving you the short version of this for now. Once upon a time, there was this sort of interdimensional rift that was letting in souls, specters, creatures, malevolent souls from another area, another realm, into Waterdeep, into the a place that was called the later would be called the Troll Skull Manor. And this hilt, this sword, was actually used in the sealing of that rift. The sword was used to defeat the sort of creature that was powering the rift, that was managing this rift. And then the sword was used to seal the rift. And in doing so, the rift actually destroyed the blade of the sword. As the rift closed upon the blade, it was severed right past the hilt. Neatly severed right past the hilt.
Could that be the reason why Leaf is here?
Could be. Or could be related to that, perhaps. But that is the short version of the legend of this mysterious sword hilt.
Okay. Did it have a name?
The sword did. It might have had a pet name, but it
You don't
was.
have to come up with it right now.
Yeah, it was no. It was not any kind of intelligent thing, so it could have had a name, I suppose. So, all right. So the next day.
Next day.
Do you guys have plans for the next day or the next anything? Does like anybody have any pressing stuff that they need to get done?
I'd like to go to the Emerald Enclave in one of the 10 days of the 10-day. So it doesn't have to be today, but in one day.
Well, we're going to go day by day here, for now at least. So we're going to go day by day. Yeah. So all right, no plans. All right. So the next day, nothing is happening. Let's see.
I am going to be seeing, because the sword already said that it has the information that Lord Neverember wants.
Oh, the stone? Yeah.
Stone. Sorry, I said sword. I meant stone.
Yeah.
Sword and
stone.
stone.
Same thing.
People get them confused all the time. Sometimes they're the same.
So yeah, so I would like to see what information I can exchange with the sword to get the information that Lord Neverember seeks.
Ah, yes. Well, and so the stone talks to you telepathically, like anytime it's around you, or in fact anywhere. It's you immediately think, and it seems to kind of hear your thoughts. It asks, well, what would you think is interesting to someone like myself who has far more than your mortal brain could even comprehend?
Well, that's the thing, is that you're very very knowledgeable about all things grand and universal. But has ever anyone discussed with you just regular things, true things, like my cooking anecdote? Do you know how to cook? I mean, obviously, you as a stone don't need to cook, but what if somebody asked you questions about cooking?
I know many recipes that have been passed down through generations of many different types of creatures. Your particular
But do
one...
you understand how to feel the cooking?
Feel the cooking?
What about general information? Information of the time. Contemporary information.
Ah, contemporary information. I'm sure it will be much the same as the contemporary information of the last generation, and the generation before that, and the generation before that, and the generation before that. Tell me something that is interesting about this contemporary time. What is happening in the world of the city of Waterdeep that is worth knowing about?
Well, let me just say that just recently, Lord Thromby Mayweather called off his wedding to Lady Melwyn Beaster because she had an affair with a tiefling. She liked the horns, they say.
Lord Thromby.
She was a horny.
Lord Thromby Mayweather.
Is he a lord of any significance?
Hey, he's a moderate lord of Waterdeep. I wouldn't say he's kind of low level, but he's not, he's not a lord of Waterdeep.
Based upon history, I suspect you are missing in some part of the story. For some lord to call off a wedding, likely it was an arranged type of thing, and to call it off because of a simple sexual encounter, well, lords and ladies have those all the time, right? I bet there's more to it, something more sordid.
Well,
wouldn't it be fun to find out?
That's the thing, is that it appears as if the tiefling, there is more to the story, but it's not on the lord and lady side, because they actually were in love and still are, I believe, in some part. I think they'll get back together, but that's just speculation on my part for now. But it looks like a rival had arranged to put the tiefling in her way and had used some form of magic, but it still hurt Lord Thromby terribly, and that's why he called off the wedding. I think those crazy kids are going to make it work.
I think not. I think this tiefling. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. I suspect that there's more going on to the city that you may not even know about. You seek a certain thing, no doubt. The same thing that all the others who have recently possessed me seek. No?
Not really. I mean, I want to help Lord Neverember, but I don't want it for myself.
Ah, well, how dreadfully noble of you. Sickening, really.
I am dreadfully noble.
Yes. So I suppose then we'll be going to see Lord Neverember.
For a gangster, I'm dreadfully noble.
I'm not a gangster. I'm a bard.
Technically, he's just a lucky charm.
Let's see. All right. When you guys, no, y'all just got out of the whole thing, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we did.
Today, a couple of interesting things happened. In the morning, you are visited by a familiar, friendly face, that of Uncle Lucky. He comes by with Iagra, and he sort of comes out and sees you guys in the tavern. He's like, friends, nephew. Lucky's out of the hoosegow. How about that?
Sweet.
Sweet, we were worried about you.
No need to worry about me. Waterdeep? Nah. Everywhere down there, the heat gets turned up, and they have to make a show of blah, blah, blah. But old Uncle Lucky, he knows the right people. Don't you worry about that. So what's been happening while I was gone? Anything interesting?
Well, we trashed the Manchus.
Trashed
saved
the
a noble or
Manchus?
so.
In what way?
And apparently they had some issues with a local lord and lady, which names just I don't remember. I've got it written down somewhere here.
Might be Arn and Sophia.
No. Those are
Those are
It is.
cultists.
No, those were the cultists. It was.
Yeah.
I know I have this written somewhere and I can't find it. The lord and lady that we saved.
Oh, in the Grauhund estate.
Yeah.
That's it, the
The
Grauhoons.
Grauhoons, yes.
So yeah, Yala and Orand.
Oh, the Grauhoons, yeah. Oh, really? So they were... Oh, wow. And you nailed them, huh? All right. Oh, that's great
Well-
news. That's great news. Did you track them back?
We nailed the Manchus. But, we made friends with the Grauhoons.
The Grauhoons?
We also started a Kuatoa uprising with the Xanathars, within the Xanathars.
You pissed off
You're
old
welcome
what?
for that one.
Pissed off old Xanathar, huh?
Yeah, we met him.
Ah.
He's a little scary.
Yeah, we met him.
You actually met?
Yes.
Yeah, he turned his jester to stone in front of us.
I'm
Dude, it's
surprised he didn't
crazy.
turn you to stone.
Downright
Yeah.
batshit crazy.
Flutterfoot zips wiggle.
That's well, that's no mean feat to meet Xanathar and live to tell the tale. You guys are coming into your own, aren't you?
Made friends with the Temple of God.
Oh, you've been busy these last couple of days. Well, this is all fantastic. This is fantastic. So I have, this hearing this is really good. Well, I don't know how this is going to work with the Xanathar. We're going to have to put out some feelers and see what's going on with that. If he's going to be angry or what. But given the
I don't
Manchu and
think
a black
he knows
eye.
it was us.
All right. Yes. Well, I'm more concerned with the problems in the street. You see, I have given some assurances that I would get to the bottom of these fights about the violence that's going on in the city, why the guilds are suddenly going crazy and angry at one another. And so I have given some assurances that I would get to the bottom of this and tamp things down. Because
Sorry to interrupt. At some point, I got briefly, for just a second, distracted by household stuff. I don't know who's talking right now.
It's
Lucky.
Dab.
Uncle Lucky, Dabble,
Okay.
out of the who's gal.
Davalt is talking. Okay. Sorry. Thanks.
Um,
My bad.
So he's like, so we got to figure out what's been agitating these people, why all of a sudden these guilds are going at each other, and what the problem is and how we fix it. And Reginald, you hear a deep snickering laughter in your mind as he's telling you this. Gee, I wonder what it could be.
Think at him?
What's that?
Can I think at him?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you've got to tell, like, you guys think to each other. You can
Him?
talk. Yeah.
I say, yeah, it's likely has to do with a certain three-eyed piece of stone that I currently have in my jacket pocket.
Well, one can't be certain, but I am highly desirable. Let's face it. There is a treasure to be had, after all. No.
Sure. I mean, I guess it could be the treasure. Maybe they just like you.
No.
I like you. I think you're fine.
You don't know me, but yes. And so Uncle Lucky continues.
Hey, Uncle, we do know that
Good.
the Manchun are looking for the eye.
The
We
eye.
did find that out.
We're not sure what the eye means. Although the Xanathar, the eye, but
He's referred to as the eye.
yeah, but they
I
were
don't
looking
think
for
that's
the
it.
eye, not. I don't know why the Manchun would want to look for the eye.
Looking for the eye
And-
or the stone.
And
I laugh out
There-
loud.
do you know there's a cult of Asmodeus in the city?
There's all kinds of cults in the city. I mean, there's reports of demons.
Raise up
and,
the gold mask. No, we found a cult.
Oh, yeah. So I'm telling you, there are all kinds of cults in the city. I mean, there are people who worship all kinds of
Possibly
things.
headed by the Castle Lanters.
Castlelanters? Maybe. I mean, it seems unlikely. They're a long-standing noble family. Something like that would destroy their family. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, lords and ladies. I mean, whatever. But
Well, we could possibly find out because I know you're good at finding out information, Uncle.
yeah,
And
sure.
you see, we caught one of the cultists, and he's upstairs, tied to a bed.
One of the cultists.
Oh,
all
there
right.
is that.
Who is?
Who apparently one of the ones they were apparently they killed some of their own in the Castellanter crypts.
And unfortunately, they left one of them for dead. And I'm not going to say which one of us thought it was a good idea to send her here when she wasn't dead. So we have
Uncle Lucky, she's got a nice rack, man.
we have both a lord and a cultist who the Lord tried to kill under our roof right now. It's
Wait.
really a messy situation.
Wait. You have a lord?
I'm sorry to say, and
You have
I
a noble,
would
not a lord.
not have chosen. I wouldn't.
We have a noble.
A noble.
We don't have a lord.
I would
If
not
we had a
have.
lord, we'd already be dead.
I would not have chosen to have either of these particular individuals under our roof, but somebody in your family decided it was a good idea to house a bunch of cultists and nobles and interrogate them here in our home.
You captured and
Wasn't me.
interrogated a noble Do you know that
No, we just have him captured. He looks like he's out of his mind currently.
you
Nobody
can't
knows we have
put
him.
hands on it? What are you? I need a drink. He sits down. Bartender, wait, who's the bartender guy you've got here? Is he on duty yet?
Don't
Leaf,
worry.
you'll see it.
Don't worry. Leaf heard you. What do you want?
Yes.
Just name your drink. Leaf will bring it right over.
All right, something strong. Good Lord, what have you?
Leaf,
Idiots.
something strong, please. Thank you, sir. and one for me as well.
All right, where is this noble woman man? Upstairs, I suppose.
In my bed.
In your bed. Fantastic. Okay, so
And you're better at finding out information. He
Oh,
doesn't seem to
I'm
be
not-
very talkative.
And
I'm not
for
going
the
to be.
record,
Like he's possessed.
For the record, he's talking about the man that's in his bed. The woman is actually just random running free, actually, right now.
Yeah. In fact, this would be a great time for her to come down the stairs, sort of disheveled, walking down the stairs slowly. What? Oh, jeez. She's wow. What was in those drinks last night? Gosh, man. She sees Imani, and she comes up to him and she's like, oh, you, yeah, man, you really saved my life. You're just the best. You're the best. I could sure go for some breakfast right now.
Have Leaf get her breakfast.
All right. And Dabble, he's like,
Set her at a corner table somewhere.
looking. He's like, this is the noble that you've kidnapped.
No, he's upstairs tied to a bed and out of his mind.
Tied to the bed. Okay, that's great. Okay.
She's
All right.
a minor noble.
Did we mention there were devils and imps and other demonic creatures that were with them?
Yeah, I mean, people
Like actually
Suspect.
devils and imps in Waterdeep, like in the streets.
but you saw them.
Not like we killed them. We fought them.
I'm gonna Leaf. I'm gonna need to make that a double. Okay. All right. Let me get this straight. The castle
That's why we
enters.
know it's truly a cult of Asmodeus.
Wait, how do you know it's Asmodeus? They told you.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, because there are, well,
And they were screaming to Asmodeus.
technically there are other.
Specifically, it was this young woman
Right.
here. It was this young woman here who's just staggered out. Who mentioned Asmodeus.
You know,
Alright.
the main guy did too.
Who
Our
is
Lord
it?
Asmodeus.
You got it. Are you going to bed?
Today I've taken a bath.
A bath. Oh, good. You need a bath.
I'm really good.
Oh, you are really dirty. My goodness. Oh, you better take a good bath. And give me some hugs. I love you.
Hi! Hi, Josh!
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Isabella.
Hi, Elliot!
Hi, Elliot. Well, she knows some of you guys. All right, I love you. Mwah. Nose. Okay. You have sweet dreams, my girl. Close that door,
Tell her
please.
night night, sweetie. Hey, tell her night night, sweetie.
Night, night, sweetie. She's gone. It's that
Well,
fast.
I meant from Uncle Elliot.
Look, man, she's already out. She ran out. Close the door. Okay, so all right, so Uncle Lucky sort of digests all this. He knocks back a couple of drinks, and he looks at Iago, and she looks at him, and
Now
she's
you
like,
ready to think, Uncle?
she looks at him, she's like, he's like, okay.
I got some questions too, Uncle.
Oh yeah, please.
While we're at it, and
Yeah,
you're
sure.
starting your day drinking.
Yeah.
Order another one. We've
Oh,
got
wait.
some good questions.
What have you done now?
Do you know about something? No, do you know anything about Never Ember and embezzlement and shit tons of money? Because we
yeah,
may be involved in a plot with that.
the previous open lord. Yeah, I mean everybody knows Never Ember. He's well.
Something about embezzling money.
There's rumors that he was doing the city wrong, stealing money, such, and among other things. I mean, he was sort of ousted as the open lord, and that's pretty unprecedented for the masked lords to sort of rise up and expel the open lord of Waterdeep. It helped that he wasn't here at the time. That might have been a very different affair were he able to actually protest the matter. But he happened to be in Neverwinter at the time, so he ended up just staying there. I hear he's doing pretty well for himself over at Neverwinter. That's some dude.
We may have some
thought he
clues
was in
about
Baldur's
something
Gate.
about that treasure.
Baldur's Gate? No, I think he's in Neverwinter. Baldur's Gate. He might be in Baldur's Gate.
Never Embers and Neverwinter.
All right, he could be in Baldur's Gate. Whatever
Alright.
city he's in. His story is the same. The city may change. So he's in Baldur's Gate, but even there, he's managed to sort of insert himself into things. So he's a powerful, powerful man. He's very rich, though he's came by this. Well, anyway, what about him? He's sort of old yesterday's news. The money.
Good. So
You think
if
there's
we
actually
manage
truth?
to find this treasure.
You think you know that?
If
You
we
think the
manage
treasure's
to find
real?
this treasure, then nobody would have a problem with that, right?
What do you mean find the treasure? Like Never Ember's Enigma? Like the
I think it exists. I think it exists. So if we would happen to find it, like it's like finders keepers, right?
Sure.
Like squatters' rights.
Though it seems like you probably would need some
Oh,
help.
good.
I mean, if we're talking this kind of, if that's real, that kind of money, you're going to need, a lot of help from people who you can
What
trust.
type of money are we talking here?
Who knows? I mean, according to some people, it's millions of dragons, right? Others, I mean, I don't know that there's an actual ledger. Honestly, I suspect that there. I mean, certainly he embezzled from the city. Certainly he stole lots and lots of money. The idea that there are millions of dragons sitting in some chests someplace, I think, is a bit far fetched. But if it's there, I'll be happy to. I'm the kind of guy you're going to need to help you to manage that kind of coin. I mean,
That's what I was hoping you were going to say, Uncle.
This is crazy.
I think we're going on a treasure hunt.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
You shouldn't go to jail for 2 days, Unc. You miss all the fun
I
stuff.
see that. So all this stuff you guys have been doing, is this like involved in this whole treasure hoard, this million gold stash?
Very possible. We're not exactly sure yet, but we think so.
Okay, look. How certain are you about this?
We think we may be really
So-
getting a lot
so
of
that-
information.
So, Devil, would you prefer a little bit more cynical and a little bit less family-oriented opinion?
What I need to know is how certain you are about this cash, this stash of however much coins you're talking about. Like, is this a real?
100% maybe?
He looks.
Are
He
you
looks to the
asking
rest
me
of
or
you.
you asking him on it?
Yeah, he looks at the rest of you to get some sort of confirmation of this.
It seems like it does actually exist.
So here's
What we've heard and what we've been with recently, it seems like this is something that is actually out there for the taking.
here's my take on it, if it matters, is that this is something that has had the great lords and the minor lords all just giving them something to do with their boring, otherwise useless existences, while the good people of Waterdeep go and live out and do all the work of running the city of Waterdeep. These people are so rich and so bored that they have to dream up a way to get richer to give them some sort of entertainment. Now, if it does exist, I don't really think that it wouldn't have been found by now. Did Lord Neverember embezzle the money? Probably. If he did embezzle the money and then he stashed it somewhere he couldn't even find it, that's the premise. The real premise is that Lord Neverember embezzled a quantity of money and then lost it somehow. And that seems utterly ridiculous that he would need some sort of magical artifact to help him find the money that he stole.
Well, Rainier said that Neverember was looking for something when we talked to him. Some type of stone.
Yes, Rainier did say that. They were asking for, asking about that, asking about the cash, about, kind of all that stuff. What does he know about this cash? They seem to think that it's a thing. So the people who kidnapped him, the Xanathar, the Zentarum, seem to all think that this is a thing.
So that means Lucky already thinks this is a thing.
Well, Lucky does.
Or are you
Lucky,
talking to Manchun?
Manchun, yeah. So Lucky seems doubtful, though he's kind of sitting very thoughtful. And he is, this definitely could explain it all, couldn't it? How about you there, my small charm? You're quiet suddenly. You seem lost in thought.
Oh yeah. This, I mean, I think the money is real. I don't know if it. I'm, you know me. I like information. I would prefer to know how it got to be stolen than the money itself. Although being rich never hurt. So everybody yeah, I mean, I would be interested to clear Neverember's name and turn that into a
Cleared Neverember's name.
a strong ally on our side.
Lord Neverember? Daggolt? Neverember?
Yeah.
Clear his name?
I mean, he may not be in town anymore, but his reach is far.
Oh, certainly. But you think he's innocent of...
Maybe.
Well, I suppose all the masked lords of Waterdeep could be wrong.
Well, Uncle, we did kill a bunch of demons. Came across some stuff.
Okay, so all right, so you've got demons, you've got this treasure. This really makes a lot of sense. So what is it? Didn't you say that you found something? What are you typing?
Oh, that was supposed to be to you.
Oh, I see.
We have found, so, Davil, we have found many things. And among those things, we have indeed found cultists. We have indeed found that there is a large contingent, and I know you're not terribly interested in just random cults. This particular cult of Asmodeus is summoning demons into Waterdeep, and they are doing some great evils and making alliances within the city that I think would be bad for both the stability and safety of Waterdeep and for the more established and, dare I say, mainstream criminal organizations.
Maybe. I suppose it depends on what they're doing. I mean, are devils really so bad? I don't know. But surely these are things the City Watch can handle, right? there are people who if there are cultists and such, that's a bit out of my realm, honestly.
Did we fail to mention in our debrief that when we were captured, or let's not say captured, when we were in the Xanathar lair, we helped liberate a captain of the City Watch?
You did
We
not.
might have forgotten. We might have forgotten to mention that part. The City Watch cannot handle this particular cult.
Well, that's Xanathar, not the cult. I mean, that's a lot. There's a lot going on. I see there's a lot going on in the city.
I think they're intertwined. I think they're really intertwined.
Well, maybe you guys should track down this cult then. If this is something important, I say do it. I say find out where this cult is, find out where their headquarters is, or who their leaders are, and root them out, man. Sure, cults are terrible. So, about this money.
This treasure is real, Uncle. Could we get rid of it?
Well, where is it? Like, where is it? Where is this? We have to see it. We have to know how much we're talking about here. Are we talking about 1,000, 10,000, a million? The scale is very different. So where is it?
I guess we'll figure it out the more we go.
The more we go.
We don't know yet.
You don't know where it is?
We don't know the exact location. We do know there's ways to get into it.
What ways? What are you guys keeping? There's secrets here. I can smell them.
I don't know. I think we've been way, way, way too forthcoming with information, honestly. And no offense. No offense, but we shouldn't be telling anybody, even though they're a member of the family, that we are currently in the precarious situation that we're in. Honestly, we're not keeping.
We could have made some enemies.
We're not keeping.
We made some enemies.
Tell you what, Devil. As a City Watch investigator, you and your organization always did give me great fits. Nonetheless, I respect you, your organization, your ethics, and your just manner of operation. At this point in time, I am putting aside old reservations and old oppositions to you and your criminal organization, since I come from a law and order background. However, so we are trying our hardest right now to cooperate and achieve a greater good. And I believe, honestly, that you are a part of the greater good. So that is my full disclosure and my full position on this moment.
So you talked a lot,
Uncle, you're
but still didn't answer my question. What's that?
You're in with all the big wigs of the city.
I try to keep a low profile by and large.
You're one of the big wheels.
I'm a wheel. Let's say that.
We heard the words "great game" bantered around, and something about we're disturbing the great game. What is the great game?
Sounds like something nobles would do. They always like to make everything sound like some sort of grand game. You sure they didn't say like? Well, I mean, it sounds like something they would say. I'm not sure. Probably something with some noble houses jockeying for some sort of political something. I would guess. That's a guess. That's kind of my best guess for that.
Okay, so Devil.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think, even though Imani distracted you with the great game question, I don't want you to think I'm dodging your question. Just what exactly did I not answer?
Oh,
what
there's some
exactly
secrets
are
here.
We not answered?
This treasure. There's secrets with the treasure, and He looks at Imani. He looks at Reginald. Looks at Elroth, and no. All right, well, You know more than you're letting on, but I suppose if there's treasure to be had, well. All right, nephew.
Well,
I don't know what you're into or what kind of game you're playing. Are you playing this? I'll tell you this. This treasure, if you're sure it's real, I'm unconvinced. When I see it, I'll believe it. But if you're involved in some game, some grand game, nobles are playing with one another, those are things I don't even get involved in. And you may want to guard yourself because to them, it is a game. Money, lives, it's all just a game to some of them. They don't have to work for what they have. And hundreds or thousands of dragons to them is a pittance in some cases. So if you're going to get involved with some sort of noble game, you may want to keep your allies close. Because it's all in that game, it's all about power and rank and prestige and what you can do for someone else. And in this moment, you're no longer useful to someone. Well, pawns are easily sacrificed, aren't they?
and Davil, the message I want you to be clear on, at this time is that we are not keeping anything from you. We will share information with you. And of all the people here, you know me the least.
That's right.
I
know my nephew.
You've got your lucky charm, and you've got your nephew and Elroth there, who has endeared himself to you. I've known you the least amount of time, and I've come to really like and respect you and your organization. And
yes, I do know them the
you
best.
Didn't look, huh?
I do know them the best. That's how I know there are some things being kept, but I can respect it.
Okay. Just know that we're all on your side.
Yes, certainly.
If need be.
Even me.
Of course.
So
I trust you, Uncle. I trust your words. And if that's true, then I think we may be caught in this great game. So we may need someplace to lie low.
You might.
We may be discussing with you what are our best options for that. Because we know we pissed off the Xanathar.
Indeed.
We know we pissed off the Manchus. We've apparently saved some nobles, which will give us some bonus points. We found a few nobles that apparently looks like the Castellaners are maybe heading up this cult of Asmodeus.
I'm not
not
totally
sure
convinced.
yet.
I'm not totally convinced of that. I think that they are being
We'll find out soon.
yeah, I think that the Castellaners are being implicated inaccurately.
Could be. I would be surprised, honestly. Like I said, a famous old family like that. I mean, that would be the ruination of the entire family name. Yeah, stranger things have happened, I suppose, but I would be very surprised. Speaking of, you say you have a noble upstairs that we need to manage. Here's the problems. The noble,
And I think I may have just figured out how to do that.
the noble knows all of you. They know where you live. So we can't just get him out of here and drop him in a gutter someplace to be found. You're friends with Renair. How close friends are you with Renair?
We saved his life.
I feel like we can really. So there's two aspects to this. I feel like we can really ask Renair a big favor, maybe only once, but I think we could ask him one big favor for sure.
Well, I'll tell you. Oh, yes.
I think there's a way we could spin this to where we, instead of going on defense, we go on offense against this particular noble's family, and we go on the attack, and we publicly denounce them as cultists.
Whoa.
And I
So
think
you want to
that-
attack his
so we
entire
have to- we have
family? So you assault and kidnap a noble, and in order to fix
No,
that, you want to
we
then
didn't.
assault his entire family. Now,
and the truth is, we did. Yes, I get what you're saying. I'm saying that this is another approach.
all right.
One is to lean on Renair as for one big favor that we can only use once. The other approach, I would say, is to really double down on the fact that, hey, by the way, we weren't the bad guys in the situation, and we make it public what the real situation was. And we go ahead and tell the truth, a very defensible and corroboratable truth that there are lots of witnesses to, and we go ahead and implicate them and make his family either separate from him or throw their lot in with him and leave the decision making out of our hands. And honestly, I don't mind if they choose to side with him and hate us, because we're still right. And if they side with him, that really, my nature is just fine with that.
Yes, your nature may, well, do what you want. As I said, I make it a point not to get involved with the nobility and their families. That is, the games, like I said, that they play are not things even I would get involved in. My suggestion, and take it for what it's worth, remember that if this game and the noble families, the one way to deal with a noble is with a bigger noble, right? If you've got a more powerful, more influential noble, then they can have, well, that's why they're more powerful and influential. Someone like Renair, young, though, and uninvolved as he is, he still does carry the weight of his family name. He may be a really good resource here to clear this up for you, or at least to shield you from any harmful effects. As I said, if you're in the game, you want to cultivate your allies and keep them close. And the bigger your allies, that's my advice. Take it as you will. And this is Uncle Lucky speaking. Let me be very clear. I'm speaking from Uncle Lucky's character viewpoint, not any kind of DM thing. Yeah, sweet girl.
I want my unicorn pillow.
You what?
My unicorn pillow.
Well, we
Okay.
could actually get Rainier here and see what he says.
All right.
I'm sure he would come if we requested here.
No. We wouldn't.
Rainier
draw
is not
Rainier
who we
in.
need.
Yeah, it might be. So you guys talk about. Let's take a quick break. 9:20 is a good time for a break. I got to do some kid stuff. So let's take 5, and we will be
All right.
right.
Tell Isabella night. Tell Isabella I said night.
All right. Whew. The great pillowcase catastrophe of Tuesday night has been averted. That's more like it. All right, we are back, and our group is coming up with ideas for what they're going to do with this noble, while Reginald is, I don't know what Reginald is doing, but I'm curious what Reginald's thoughts are. One thing I'll mention about the truth thing, and this is sort of a general thing, and it's sort of where it sort of guides my sort of, what do you call it? Decisions or rulings on things like that, is that if there were just a simple low-level spell you could cast to force someone to tell the truth about something, there would be no crime. There would literally be no crime, no criminals, no anything, because a simple low-level magic spell could solve it all, right? Every single person could be brought in and forced to tell the truth about everything they know, and it would be, you know, thought police, blah, blah, blah.
As long as the spell was cast by a registered magic user.
The point is, no, I'm not trying to argue this. I'm telling you, I'm giving you insight into my thinking, and my thinking is that, and that is sort of the overarching guideline that I use when I'm saying, okay, can this force someone to tell the truth? You know, some cases, sure, maybe, but I'm just saying that's kind of my guiding thinking, is that if it were simple as a low-level spell, crime would be a thing of the past. We would not have any. We still have crime. Waterdeep has lots of it, apparently. So there are clearly some shortcomings, some holes in the idea of, you know, the simple casting of a spell and forcing someone to tell the truth. So that's an absolute thing. Again, just kind of my sort of guiding thoughts. So you have a noble, Uncle Lucky. Oh, Uncle Lucky. I think he's done. He's anything else you need from me? He's sort of he actually has gotten one more drink, and he's sort of getting a little. He's standing up a little slowly, and he's like, "Yeah, so look, nephew, all of you. In fact, I consider you all friends. I don't know what this grand game is that you're trying to play with these nobles and stuff, and you know, if you need to keep your secrets, I get it, but be careful. And if you had any sense, you'd get out. You'd be done with all that nonsense, because, you know, fighting devils and demons is one thing. Fighting nobles in Waterdeep, whole different thing. I've been an adventurer, and you know that Uncle Lucky Dabble Starsong is like this sort of retired adventurer. Him and his group, right? He had this adventuring group that were this legendary group of adventurers. So you know he's not just some, you know, rich dude. Like, he's actually a dude who's been there and done the adventuring, and, you know, he could kick your ass as pretty well. Maybe not. I don't know. Might be a solid fight now, 5 of you against him. But yeah, he's an adventurer, so he knows.
Not with Viagra.
Well, yeah. But anyway, but this is sort of part of why you like him and have, you know, come to know and respect him, I guess. You know, it's that he's you know, you guys a little bit later on, but retired and such. So. Yeah, so that says, you know, my advice would be fight fire with fire, fight noble with noble, and if you need help with that money that you say exists, look, I'm definitely the guy to talk to. You know, I mean, sure, the money technically belongs to the city, but, you know, so do we. Right? You know what I'm saying? Am I right? I'm right. Yeah. And we can definitely put it to some good use. Very good use. So, let me know if you need any help with that. Uncle Lucky will
definitely be coming to you.
Pitch in to carry a bag of gold. It's been a while since I carried a sack of gold, but you know what? It's like riding a bicycle. Anything else you guys need from me before I get the heck out of here?
No, just stay safe and stay away from the watch.
Gotcha. All right.
I think we should all just try not to get arrested.
All right. Let's see. All right. Plenty more to happen today. Anything else you guys want to do currently? Chris, conversations you want to have?
I want to go question a noble.
Oh, the noble.
Huh?
Yeah. So what's the? Oh, yeah. Geez, what's the plan with the noble?
I'm going to go question a noble.
Okay. Let's go question a noble. I can't wait. I'm actually excited about this.
I'm
Is
not.
he in his sane mind?
Is he?
I'm going to be the only one going up. Is he finally in a sane mind, or is he still batshit insane?
I mean, he was never batshit insane. He was just really, really intense. But he's definitely calmer. He's definitely when you come up there, he's actually lying there in the bed, sleeping seemingly.
No, wait till he wakes up, whenever that takes, whether he's faking or what have you. I can eat breakfast, etc.
Okay, so you wait for a minute, and he says without moving, "So, have at it then."
So, what you going to tell us about the cult of Asmodeus? Who's heading it?
Cult of Asmodeus. Man, I'm not sure I know what you're
Zone
talking
of
about,
Truth.
friend. All right, you
Roll
cast
the
the Zone of Truth.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah,
I got distracted by household stuff one more time. Who are we talking to right now?
Only Amani is talking to a noble.
Amani's talking to the
Okay.
noble that Amani has
To
chained
Arn.
up upstairs.
And Monty is talking to Arn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I really, really am sorry. I do have a lot of distractions right now, and I apologize. So, all right. Thanks. Pardon me.
You're good.
All right, John,
Sure.
what's your spell DC?
Oh, crap on that one.
12.
16 charisma.
Oh, wow.
16. Whew, you guys are tough. All right. Oh, you know actually if he fails it or not. Okay. So
Yes.
he is going to hang on, let me just roll the
I don't even care if I just wait until he doesn't fail, basically.
You cast
It's
it over
on
and
for
over.
10 minutes. No, it's on for 10 minutes. And every round he's in there, he has to make another save. So I know when he fails or when he doesn't. So I'm just going to wait till I know he has to tell the truth.
all right. So he knows he's in a zone of truth, then all right. So he's just
It's
having
simple. You're going to tell me the truth one way or the other.
why would I want to do that?
Because it depends on how high of the nobles we're going to drag you to question you.
How high are the nobles? I am a noble, and you know that it is actually a crime to assault
And you
a
know
noble.
Rainier is too. And well,
I
there's
know
a few
who.
pieces with this. First off, nobody knows you're here. I could always give you the Vale, who'll quite happily gut you, probably cut off your nards and feed him to you, considering you killed her boyfriend. So we could do it a few ways. I could just leave her up here with you and walk away, and then I'll just ask your dead corpse. Or I can bring you to Rainier, who outranks you as a noble, and, well, he can ask you in whatever way or shape form he wants. And,
Rainier.
of course, you can't do nothing about that.
Who's Rainier? Is
yeah,
this somebody
you
I should know?
Rainier Neverember?
Oh, young
I
Neverember.
would hope so if you're a noble.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
he seems to act stupid, but he ain't stupid. Really
I'm
nice
sure.
guy.
I'm sure he's not stupid. I don't know if he's a nice guy or not. I don't know him
So-
personally. But yes, you
Well,
you
so
could just
that's
let me
why,
go, and we can let bygones be bygones. I suppose I won't press charges if you could just see yourself to cut me loose from these bonds here, friend.
Well, I guess we could also discuss on who's heading up the cult of Asmodeus, since apparently you seem to be fairly big in it.
I don't have
Killed a few
anything.
people in the Castellana crypt,
I don't have anything to say about the cult of Asmodeus.
Okay, make sure it's on a round where he has failed to save, so I know he's telling the truth.
Sure.
Cast command, answer.
Answer.
What do you know about the cult? Who is the leader of the cult of Asmodeus in the city of Waterdeep?
Hang
Command,
on.
answer.
Who is this? Let's see what John is doing to torture this noble.
Psychological warfare.
like it. All right. He says, I cannot tell you.
Is that the truth?
He's in a zone of truth. You waited until he failed the thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
Maybe he doesn't know.
Well, I want to be sure that
I'm not
being
here, though.
clear here.
The answer I cannot tell you isn't I don't know. It's he cannot tell us.
The only way that he would not be able to tell is he didn't know.
If he took some sort of like
All right.
Or if
some
he's
magic,
compelled.
something is forcing him not to be able to tell.
He might be compelled. He might be
Yeah.
compelled.
Of course, we don't know any of this because we're not here. So
Yeah, we're just dead. We're just filling the dead air while Roy and John think.
I'm not thinking. I'm just hanging out, waiting.
Okay.
I mean, I was trying
Okay,
to
so
give
the
you-
answer is he cannot tell.
Says, I cannot tell. I cannot tell you.
I was trying to give you extra credit.
He looks mad.
Thinking.
Nope.
Are the Castellatters the leader of the cult? Are the Castellatters either senior members or leaders of the cult of Asmodeus? Throw him a second command answer when I'm sure he can tell the truth.
I cannot tell you.
We're playing that game.
Yes, he's playing that game. You guys are sort of playing the same game. I like this idea, though. I like this idea.
I guess I must go get Vale then.
You mean Vale?
Yes. You should go get
That's
Fail.
what he said.
I think that's a good idea.
Command sleep.
Is Command at Will? Is that a cantrip now?
No, it's a first level spell. I'm using 4 spells so far.
All right, hang on. Well, actually, I should
And put him unconscious.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I guess if we're gonna go through all this, I should at least let him have his savings throws, right? So,
If you want.
yes, I want. Of course. Why not? Command is what, a wisdom save, right?
First level spell.
Wisdom save. What's the DC for that?
Yep. Wisdom
16.
DC 16.
All right. Let's see. What do you? Oh, that's my favorite mod. All right. So that was the first.
Oh, that's
one.
my favorite.
It is this mod. Hang on, I get my mod. My roll for initiative mod. It's the best thing ever. The best thing ever. All right, and then that was the third one. Sleep. All right, he goes to sleep.
Put him unconscious.
Like hit him.
However you want to put him unconscious.
Okay, look.
an
dude,
RE.
My
we
hand
know
over
the,
his mouth, put him unconscious.
we know the mechanics
Subdue
of the
him.
game. You can kill him. You can. I don't know what you want to do. Like
I want him subdued to
Unconscious.
where I can tie him up and bring him as baggage to Rainier.
That seems like an awful idea.
yeah, you can't permanently.
Well,
there
it's
is
either
no.
that or I can kill him and question him.
Yeah, I mean.
He can beat him about the head and shoulders until the guy is unconscious.
I guess, and it would take him an hour to. Yeah, I mean, you beat him up. Good. You pummel him into he's bloodied and bleeding, and sure, he's at
I
Zero.
hold his nose and mouth for 30 seconds till he passes out.
All right, but then
That's what I'm saying.
how
Put him
long
to
does somebody
sleep,
pass out
however
from
it
that?
does.
Like, it's, okay, all right.
I have no clue.
Exactly. We don't have any clue. We're always trying to like. Okay. All right. There's a way that I can make you permanently unconscious. Let's just be clear about this. We can just decide that this person is unconscious for the exact duration I want him to be unconscious. Is that the rules we're using now?
Kill him. Kill him.
Gonna kill him.
I mean, if we're going to start bantering rules and you want us to play heroes, you won't let me get a subdual, then kill him. And then I'll speak with Dead with him, and then he's forced to answer.
No, he's still not forced
I
to
can
answer.
play it any way you want to do it. I'd rather bring him to Rainier and let Rainier get the actual answers, because he will answer him. Or he'll.
Couldn't you just bring Rainier
Rainier's just
here?
going to give it to his second.
Or get a coach, hire a coach or something.
But how would I get him out without him screaming, "I've been kidnapped" or what have you?
Can
How
we
would I
bring-
do that? I
Can
have
we
no
bring
way to do
Rainier
that.
here?
All right, let's.
I
Fine.
could bring Rainier here, but Rainier is not the one.
Let's
we
let him-
need his second in command, because Rainier ain't going to bloody his hands.
Let's.
So I know what I want to do. I have no clue how to do it.
Okay, let's say you can make him unconscious. Sure. Okay, he's unconscious. How long do you want? What do you want to do now?
Get him in a coach. Get him in a coach. Get into Rainier's, and keep him tied up, gagged, whatever, and get Rainier the story and tell him what's up.
All right, so you
For
go
the most
down.
part,
You take him down through the tavern,
You
flag
know-
down a cart, put this unconscious person
Yeah,
into the
this
cart.
drunk person. And go see Rainier.
Okay. All right, you go to Rainier. Is anybody else doing anything? Chris,
I'm
are you
going
doing
to
anything? Can I be
Emerald
clear?
Enclave.
Can I be more clear, Chris, that you have the key to this entire end game of this story? Okay, now
Yeah, I had
I
asked you a
don't know how much
question
more I can possibly feed you guys what to do, but
First of all, is Never Ember innocent?
innocent of what?
Yeah, that's a stupid question, honestly.
Great. I love stupid questions.
He may be innocent of some things.
I mean, is he innocent of the embezzlement charges that forced him to get removed from office?
Probably.
No, highly
Probably.
doubtful. Never Ember is a
I can't
known.
hear Roy, Elliot.
Never Ember is a known bad operator. I would find it very. I don't find it at all surprising that he was removed, ousted by the masked lords, which is no mean thing. Let me tell you that has happened only once before in the history of the city, for the open lord to be sort of usurped by the masked lords. First of all, masked lords don't always work together. They rarely seem to be on the same page about anything. Yeah, so very, very, very rare thing.
But you know where the cache of cash is.
I do.
And how to get to it, I would assume.
And how to get to it, I assume.
That is redundant.
Yeah. What do you know about this Asmodean cult that was after you?
As much as I know about the thieves that were after me and the other thieves that were after me and you, who now has me, current events, they're so droll, so boring in most cases, aren't they? They're just the same events that happened before, last year and the year before that. Such trivia is well. Plus, well, I don't know a lot. I suppose the truth is I don't know a lot about them.
Current events.
Some, but you know,
Okay.
what I hear, what I pick up
Insignificant stuff.
talking to people.
So
I know that Xanathar wants me badly. I am sure he would do most things to get me back. You better watch out. Better not pout. You better. I couldn't actually say that.
yeah, we've met him. He's looking okay for being a giant evil high tyrant
Oh, he's not so bad.
with a penchant for a goldfish.
He does like that fish. But he's a smart character. He's been in power, and he's dealt with more than his share of other beholders.
So, what would you be willing to tell me where the cache of cash is? What do we call it? Never Ember's Enigma?
I don't know what you call it. I call it simply a location where this treasure is stored.
Where is that?
I could tell you, but I would want something juicy in return. This is a big ask, no doubt. Tell me something that I don't know about you, Reginald. Something interesting, Reginald. Don't bore me. Or your friends, I
deeply
suppose.
fitted with Moira Leaftreader. She has the
Moira.
most beautiful blue eyes you've ever seen.
Oh, she's not that good looking. She was the one here last night you were talking with.
Well, you know what they say. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Or in the gnome, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Are beholder's eyes that beautiful?
One of them's got to be.
I just like the play on words with Xanathar and Beauty about Moira in the same conversation.
All right. I suppose that's useful information. Love is always a thing, an interesting thing. Love, this feeling that we feel so fiercely, so strongly, this sense of permanence, and then a day, a week, a year later, that sense is completely gone, changed, and we wonder how we ever could have felt that way in the first place. Strange place, minds of mortals. Strange place indeed. Still, current love is a
But
useful
love does
thing.
transcend time.
Very well then. The all right. The I forget the name of this place.
It's Gold
he-
Troll, man.
He tells you the location. It is at an old dang it. Oh, here. It's at an old house in the South Ward, in fact. A very unassuming place, but the place you must get to nonetheless. Yeah, it's in a building. Why can't I have this built? Hang on, I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll get the name.
Better question.
thinking
Why
about it-
hasn't anybody gotten it?
Well, while he's thinking about it, I start singing to him. Mentally.
Well,
With a-
you know the location. You now know the location. So I can give you the street address, but it's a place in town.
I'm not terribly concerned with the exact location.
Yeah. So you now know the location.
Is Is there some reason why no one has claimed this treasure prior to now?
Several reasons, in fact. One being that no one really asked me about it. I mean, old Xanathar asked about it a lot. He was very curious, but I don't know if he trusted me. He locked me away after all. So you get curious. Usually once I talk to people, they are very curious and they continue to ask me questions and questions. But, well, I suppose Xanathar is rather paranoid after all, isn't he? Oh, well, then there's also the fact that the place is magically hidden away, and it is magically sealed with keys. So you would need to find the keys, of course, to open the place.
I'll do it.
Yep.
Do you know where the keys are?
Do I? Do I know where the keys are? Well, I know what the keys are.
Oh, what the keys are. So we would have to acquire the keys in order to get in to the place that we can't find because it's magically hidden?
Well, you could find it. Don't
Or
worry.
we can find it now that we know where it is.
I can tell you where it is. Yes, that's easy enough. But opening the place, well, that would be the trick. Plus,
Good thing
the
I
whole-
have the knock spell.
That's good. That's good. I like the humor of you mortals. Very, very good. Very good stuff.
That's what I'm going for.
Yes. Yes, and there's also the idea that, well, perhaps that'll be a question for another day. At any rate,
So, do you want to be with me for now?
you've not bored me terribly yet. I mean, you will, but so far, I suppose.
I mean, eventually. Long enough timeline.
Yes, long enough timeline.
Hopefully we're both immortal by then.
I am.
Oh, I know you are.
Yes. Okay, so so that's sort of the information I guess you'll get from him today, from the legend lore from today. Is the location of the in fact he actually refers to it as a vault. And he tells you, oh, he says yes, yes, magically hidden. Not. Remember, things can be hidden in different ways, not just sort of by how they are seen, but how they are remembered.
Like a perception filter.
Something like that, or something like that, or perhaps the ability to recall a location or a thing.
Am I going to have to ask you this again later?
I suppose that depends on whether or not you maintain my favor.
Well, here's to hoping.
All right, so let's see. Tony, you wanted to go see somebody about something, right?
Yeah, I want to go to the Emerald Enclave.
All right.
I just want to see if there's anything I can do to get into their good favor while I'm in Waterdeep.
Currently, they don't have a strong need, an immediate need, but it is good to know that you are interested in their alliance. You guys actually have rep with the Emerald Enclave, right? I know John's a
little bit.
A big person there.
Sort of.
Enclave. Yeah, you guys have a little bit of rep. They know you guys. Yes. I'll keep you in mind. Is you by yourself, or you and your friends, right? Your what's his name? The one who burned the orchids.
Imani.
Imani. Yes. Yes. That name.
And Elroth.
Yes, Elroth. Who could forget? Yes, very well then. No, we will keep you in our thoughts should any immediate needs arise.
Very well.
All right. John. Is John going by himself to see Lord Neverember?
Probably not.
So,
So
Imani and Gale.
I was gonna say, yeah, it would only be if John specifically, if Imani specifically wanted to go alone. Otherwise, I don't think anybody here would travel alone, unless they were sneaking off. So if Imani made it clear what his intentions were, then one of us would say, "Yeah, I'll go." And if that one of us is me, that's fine.
Okay. So then you guys get in a coach and you drag this unconscious person body with you. Throw him in the coach. You guys drive on over to the Neverember estate, and you shortcut. You get in there, and you're greeted again at this very opulent residence with the figs and the fruit and the wines and the stuff. And you carry this body in, and the servants are like, "What are you doing with that body?" What? What was that?
We're bringing him to talk to Lord Rainier. Something about he's a major part of a cult of Asmodeus in the city.
Rainier is a part of the cult of Asmodeus?
No.
The guy on my shoulder.
What Imani meant to shut up was that we need to talk to Lord Rainier, and you need to just let us in.
Well, certainly, my lords, but this cult of Asmodeus, this is crazy talk. Crazy stuff.
Yes, Imani. God damn it.
No, my goddess doesn't, damn it. You're thinking Asmodeus.
Janet. All right, so you guys find Rainier. Where is it? It's like afternoon at this point, right? Yeah, Rainier's hanging out.
He's waking up.
No, he's up. He's about. He is dressed in loose-fitting clothes. He seems very comfortable. Happy to see you. Friends, welcome. Please partake. How can I help?
Rainier,
we got
Rainier,
a
it
little...
is so good to see you, and oh my God, you wouldn't believe the crazy shit we've been doing these past few days.
Well, it looks like you're carrying a dead body into my house. Does it have anything to do with that?
He's not dead. He's not dead yet.
Okay.
That's kind of up to you.
What?
He's just pining for the fjords.
It's kind of up to you right now. He's not dead yet.
What mad? What are you people doing? What madness is this? Up to me?
This is a leader of a cult of Asmodeus who may go as far into the noble houses. That's why we brought him to you, because we don't know what to do with nobles.
Wait, this is a noble? You assaulted and kidnapped a noble? What are you people thinking?
No. We weren't doing this thing, but somehow we ended up with a noble who is hostile to us in our possession, and we've got to get rid of this situation. And
you want me to kill him?
understand that you... Nope.
He's looking at you guys like, what
Look,
the
man.
hell is going on right now?
Look, dude, we're in a tough spot right now. I'm not gonna lie, we're in a tough spot. And we just need your help. And how do we deal with this? What do you think? What do you think is the right answer right now? Because we're in a shithole. We're in a really, really hard spot, and we got to get rid of this. We got to somehow fix the situation. And you were kind of you're kind of like I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother Rainier. He's a cool dude and everything. I don't want to bother him, but we kind of need that caliber of help right now.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, all right. This is a noble. Who is he? Is he anyone major? He picks his head up. Doesn't look familiar. Oh
No,
God! You really
no.
beat the shit out of this guy.
His name is Arn.
Arn.
Do you remember what house he is, Amani?
We didn't find out a house. The cultist that we prevented him from leaving for dead didn't tell his last name.
They think he might be a minor noble in the Castellanter hierarchy, but
He's a Castellanter?
He's not a Castellanter. He's not a Castellanter. I don't think he's a Castellanter. He's just kind of
Rainier,
maybe.
let's back up a second.
Yeah, it's like you guys are like,
We
here's a body. You're gonna get to decide if he lives or dies. He's in the Castellanter estate. Like this dude, like you are like blowing up his mind right now. Do you guys have any idea
why don't
the
you get a
bombs you're
drink?
throwing at this guy? Like,
why don't
It
you
might
get a
not
drink
be.
and let's start out that
it might
we
be
were
all
following a
bullshit.
lead. We were following a lead that you had sent us on that led us to the Castellanter crypts that looked like they were broken into. We followed the footsteps and found a cult of Asmodeus down there in the Castellanter crypts.
oh, the Castellanters won't be happy
one
about
of the
that.
members bleeding out. So we saved her.
Okay.
And she pointed us to this gentleman who is apparently one of the leaders of the cult of Asmodeus, which it looks like the Castellanters may be involved in this.
The
But we
Castellanters?
can't question a noble because, well, we're young. We
Hey,
have
look.
no power. So we're looking to you for advice
And
because this guy is in this cult.
Castellanters, look, I would say the best case scenario is that these cultists were all trespassing on the Castellanter grounds, and we don't have to implicate their family in any way. Point is, this dude Arn, we do know that he is some minor noble, and we do know that he is a head honcho in the cult of Asmodeus. So he's got minimal power and maximum bad association.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
we can definitely throw him under the bus, but we just need you as your power to kind of help, with that public opinion number one. Really.
He had summoned devils, barbed devils, and demons in the city of Waterdeep.
For
This
sure,
guy
we did
summoned-
fight some
Disposed
devils.
of.
Wait, this guy summoned devils?
We definitely fought some devils.
We killed barb devils, and what was the other thing? We killed imps. It left back a black residue when we destroyed
He's
them.
more significant
They had
than
We had-
pitchforks. It was crazy.
So,
All right,
Yeah,
so-
there were spine devils, and then there were 3 spine devils and a bearded devil for sure, and an imp and
Yeah.
some other nobles.
All right, so
And you're the only noble we knew to talk to.
yeah, okay. All right, so let's see. Groundwork. Nobles need things to do. They're bored, right? We're bored. The whole dabbling in the culty and stuff, that's something, sure. Like, it's like the hip fad, right? The kids these days are like, we do it, right? I've been there myself, right? Who hasn't been part of a cultist event, right? Where you're like, we're summoning something, right? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've all been there, right? And, it's a way to make friends with other places, to sort of involve these games. But if we're talking actual devils, now that's a little different because usually these things are like pretty innocent, blah, 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 kid stuff. But this could be serious. So if he is part of a noble house as well.
And he is a cleric.
In the Castellanter
He
vault.
was actually calling. That's why we came to you because, well, he's a noble. We don't know what to do with nobles.
We could let the Castellanters handle this. We could just give him to them,
But
and
what
I
about
suspect
if they're
that
behind it?
the Castellanters?
Who knows? I mean, we can't. I can't question the guy, so that's why we came to see you. You're a noble. Maybe you can do the noble to noble thing.
I mean, sure, sure. All right, so you don't want to hand him over to the Castellantis. I mean, if he was in their crypt, then this kind of is their problem. Did you say he killed someone?
But yes, he killed Vella's boyfriend, who was named Alistair, and Bob.
No,
He tried to kill 3 of them.
No,
Wow.
Barnaby.
All right, and you've alerted the authorities.
No,
Have they? And they've.
No, Holland.
no.
Holland.
This just has happened in
Just
the last
happened?
half a day. We've alerted nobody
Oh,
because
jeez.
this guy is some sort of noble, so we didn't know what to do.
So these bodies are still
So-
sitting
No.
in the Castellanter crypt, or one of the Castellanter
So
crypts.
Arn,
Unless somebody cleaned them up, yes.
Oh,
stop,
boy.
stop.
Okay.
So Arn and Sophia killed Hollister and Bob, and
Yeah.
thought they had killed Vael, but Vael didn't die, and we got there in time to save her.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes.
we rescued Vael, and she is alive and in our care.
Okay, good.
And then
She could attest to this. She could be a
And,
witness to all
and
of
they
this. Excellent.
And she is attested that she is a cultist of Asmodeus. And that the Castellaners have
She did?
always been told.
It's very
were the
unusual for
leaders.
people to go around bragging about that.
Yes.
Let me be honest with you.
Well, we did save her life. She was sort of
Yeah.
very gracious.
after
for
somebody
not
Just
tried
as a
to
quick-
kill you, after somebody tried to kill you and somebody else saved you, you might be a little more forthcoming with information.
Well-
I don't trust her as a witness because she might change her story after she's healthy and happy and safe.
Well, let me just sort of like make sure I'm painting the right picture here. Is that she was in this whole thing, but she is like the story she gave you resonates with the story that he talks about, right? She's one of those people who got into this because it was a cool thing to do. The cool kids are doing it. She's not like I'm a cultist of Asmodeus. No, she's like I'm going to be a cultist of Asmodeus. Come on, we're going to go to a Asmodeus cult meeting and we're going to like summon devils and demons and stuff. So I just want to be clear that she wasn't like bragging about being like, in fact, she actually seemed to be down the
No.
whole thing. If you remember, she was actually like, this is bullshit.
Arn was.
This is right. Arn was the one who was like, yes, I am a cult of Asmodeus cleric. I'm going to smite your ass. So
Yeah,
I just want to be
and
sure I
my
presented
demons are
these,
going to kill you.
I just want to be sure I presented these people correctly. All right.
Yeah,
So
no,
Renaer,
that sounds right.
Renaer is he's like, well, okay. Well, it's good. All right. Oh boy. Okay. I know people. All right. I know people.
So we didn't know if maybe you could find out if it's true that maybe the Castellaners are actually involved or funding this cult.
There's just no way.
It's a real cult.
What's the upside for them? What would they have? Like, you're the Castellanters. What do you get? Cults are like when you need stuff, right? Like,
we came to you. I don't understand nobles. That's why we came to you.
that's why I'm
I don't
explaining.
So
I
don't think for a second that the Castellaners are involved.
Right. I'm
I
just saying.
don't think for a second.
I mean, there's the thing is there's no upside, right? They're already we know that they are powerful individuals into themselves, right? Like the Castellaners are rumored to be like these very very powerful
They don't-
magic wielding people, right? They're like these.
They don't need to be. Yeah, they don't need to be operating behind the scenes. They are the scene. They don't need any subterfuge. They don't need any false pretenses. They are Waterdeep.
Yeah,
When we
still-
talk about the Castellaners, they are Waterdeep.
Still, that this happens in their crypts. I said we go talk to them. I said we bring this to them. We take it to them and we let them clean up this mess. This gets you out of it. I could go with you if you'd like. We could go there. We present. I can lend what.
I definitely am not going there without you. I would say that your approach, I agree with. I think it's the best approach, and there's no chance in any of the 9 hells that I'm going there without you as the actual. Like, we'll go there with you, and we need you to be the face of this. If we're going to do it that way, we need you to be the face of it.
Well, I suppose. See, the problem is now I'm implicated, right? Because truthfully, we should just turn this over to the authorities. We should call the City Watch, take them to this crypt,
I'm fine.
give them this body, explain
That's
to them what
fine.
happened,
That's fine.
and then the truth shall come out. That's how things work, you know.
All of that is fine.
Do I think that's the best
What
course of
you
action?
really need.
Sometimes things get cleaned up much more cleanly by noble houses who, you know,
Don't want the world to know about it. Yeah.
or at least
So
right,
that's why
things
we're
like
here.
sometimes you can just throw a little bit of money at something and it gets cleaned up nicely, as opposed to however long the City Watch may take to drag out trying to find all these things out.
Yeah. So those are the two reasons we're here. One is that we knew that you would know the way that the nobles work, the lords of Waterdeep work, and the other reason is that if we do it through the City Watch, we need to have someone of your standing on our side.
Well, look, I
That's
mean, look, I'm
really-
your buddy, but I've got zero involvement in this. You know, if
Correct.
we're giving
Correct.
this over to the
You're
authorities,
not implicated at all. We basically just need a very powerful character witness in you. That's really all we're asking for. You're not implicated in any way.
sure. I mean, of course. I mean, I'd vouch for you. You know what? I suppose it's your call. It's your body. At the end of the day, I like taking this to the Castle Lanterns.
It's actually Amani's. It's Amani's.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to leave it to Amani.
Let's go to the Castle Lanterns if you're willing to talk the noble to noble thing, because, you know, we're just adventurers. I get it. We're nothing in most nobles' eyes, so that's why we sort of needed you. You understand him. You speak the language. We don't get it.
Well, I suppose I get it. I'm not sure how much I want to get it, but very well. All right, to the Castle Lanterns. Okay, sure. We go to the Castle Lanterns. All right, you get to the Castle Lantern estate, and it is an estate at least as extravagant as the Neverember estate, except much busier. There's traffic, there's people in and out. This is like a busier estate than the Neverember estate, which seems like a little stale in comparison to the Castle Lanterns. But yeah, these are the big money. You're escorted in, and when I want to kind of cut this short. Just wait. You're escorted in, and when it's found out that Lord Neverember is there, there's quite the flurry of activity, and sort of people scatter, and they bring you into this room. He says, and they say, "My lord, please this way. Your retinue may await you outside." And he's like, "Oh,
Okay.
well, no. They're with me. They're with me. We've got gosh, how are we gonna get this body in here?" Well, yeah,
Bring it in pieces.
yeah, sure. That's the easiest way to carry it. All right, so you guys carry this body through the estate of the Castle Lanterns, and you
Each
meet-
of us can hold an arm like he's drunk, you know?
Yeah, he's obviously not drunk. He's at least passed out. He's unconscious. There's a difference between an unconscious body that has been beaten into submission and someone who's drunk. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
There's not a lot of difference, honestly, and so our ruse is going to carry him. We're going to carry him as if it was our passed out comrade. You know, we're going to make our way from Rainier to the Castellaners estate just exactly as if we're bringing, Bernie on
Exactly.
Bernie,
Bringing Bernie in.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Paint little eyes open on him. Yeah.
We're doing Weekend at Bernie's with Arn.
This is actually
right
Weekend
now.
at Bernie's. All right, you got it. Weekend at Bernie's. So you guys get in and you just talk to some. You wait very shortly, and eventually a woman comes in, regally dressed. She stands up straight and stiff, carries herself with exceptional grace, and she's very proper. And she says, my Lord Neverember, it is an unexpected treat to see you here. Welcome to the Castellanter estate. Had I known you were going to visit, I would have given you a much grander welcome. And he is. Is her name? Wait, I think I'm getting her name mixed up. Hold on. Yeah, I'm right. Yep. And he's like, don't worry about it, Amalia. It's great to see you. I know I haven't been here a while. And he's sort of, when he calls her by her first name, she's like, the corners of her mouth sort of draw down in disapproval of him referring to her so familiarly. Is that right?
And unfortunately, remembering who she is. Like, oh God, Lord Neverember actually knows my name.
And so she says, so to what do I owe this visit? As she looks at the dead body, Bernie. She looks at Bernie.
Yes.
And
the unconscious and yes.
And he says, well, Amalia, I'll tell you, you might want to sit down for this. And she says, I shall stand, I believe. Very well. Turns out, apparently this dude, the unconscious guy here, he's not dead, just unconscious. He's some minor noble, some family, I don't know. You probably know all these names better than I do. Apparently, he was doing some sort of ritual, something, to do with the cult of Asmodeus. And sort of pauses, and she looks at him. It turns out he was doing this ritual in the Castellanter mausoleum in the City of the Dead. And she's like, in where? And he says, yes, and it also turns out that he might have killed a couple of people. She's like, and the bodies are actually just still lying in there. She's like, she looks and she actually does sit down. She's like, this person killed people in our mausoleum, and the bodies are still there. What is your involvement? He's like, hey, look, I'm the messenger here. My friend's here. These people, friends. He's really struggling at the moment, trying to own you guys. They found this out somehow. So I'm just,
So, Amalia, I'm sorry.
It is Lady Castellanter. Learn your manners, barbarian.
Well, I am sorry, Lady Castellanter. I only knew what I had heard from my dear friend here, Lord Rainier.
I have trouble believing that you have never heard of the Castellanter family, nor that you know how to properly address a lady in the city of Waterdeep. Forgive me. I am distraught. This is
so
as if we need any more troubles.
Lady Castellanter, my apologies for my rudeness. However, the point that we're trying to make here is that we don't want your family to be disgraced in any way for something that we don't think is your doing, and we think that your family has indeed been assaulted, desecrated, and violated, and yet your family is central to a very dark, very evil plot that I think that it would be in all of our best interests to resolve.
Yeah, she's like, as you're saying this dark
Outside of
evil plot,
public.
you see her sort of sitting up and like, you know, clearly like needing to know. She's like, this dark evil plot. How did you come about the people in the mausoleum? Like, what were you doing there?
I think that we need to resolve all of this out of public scrutiny.
We are out of public. She actually looks over there. He's like, you know, actually, less I know about this, the better, I think. Friends, great to see you. Amalia, and she frowns again. I hope you'll treat these friends of mine as you would treat any sort of personal friend of mine. And you know, hey, anytime you need anything, you just let me know. I'm there for you. And she like looks at him.
Who is this? Who's this?
This is
talking?
Renair. He's like, yeah, look, so you guys, you know, you got anything else, you let me know. I don't really need to know all about this. The less I know, the better, I think.
So Rainier is peace out. And
He's going to peace out. Like, you guys are trying to stop it. He's like, he doesn't really... He's looking like the plausible deniability thing, right? If the fewer the details he knows about things, the more he can say, yes, no, these are good guys. You know, he's... You know, so unless you need me here, I might just go ahead and I got this party. I got a hot date here in a couple of minutes.
you know what? Yeah, so it's like, you know what, dude, bro, I think I really appreciate you just like everything you've done already. I think we're good.
All
So
right.
thanks, bro, and have a great night.
Thank you, Lord Neverember. And a servant, will see you out. She's like, right on. And he grabs a flagon of wine on his way out. She's like, the lips frown again. And she is like, okay, so I got it. We'll need to figure out what's going on with this. So do you know this person? Is that how you were here? Are you this? He's just pointing to Bernie. Is this somebody that you know? What brought you? How did you get involved in this?
We were following a group of thugs, and we saw them go into your crypt. We're like, wait a minute, these aren't nobles. What are they doing there? And then we saw a trail of blood, found one lady almost dead, and she pointed us to this gentleman that was summoning demons, actually devils, where he was, and wearing cultist robes.
Well, this guy actually
screaming
summoned a
to
devil,
Asmodeus.
like a real
He was
real
talking,
devil.
Yes, he was talking to like real devils. So we knew it, you know, he's a noble. They were in your crypt. We didn't know what to do, so we asked Grenier. He suggested, you know, it was your crypt, and you know, you all may want to handle it without anybody else hearing anything about it. So we were brought to you, so where you all could handle your crypt. That's all we're trying to do here.
All right.
We're sorry to have bothered you, but we didn't know where else to go.
John, roll me a what's it called in this? Bluff? Not persuasion. Deception.
Deception.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not good. I got persuasion. I'm better at, but okay, sure.
Well, you're trying to. Well, I'm just saying
Is there
because
any
your
way I'm
story's
able
not
to,
quite
help him.
correct, right?
So
okay,
so-
15.
So I would challenge the request.
Doesn't matter.
Because I don't think that John is intentionally deceiving. I think that Imani is telling the story.
Well, Imani
Really?
said that you guys followed a group of thugs into this place.
Yeah,
that's
I
not
think
actually true.
Well,
No.
I agree with you that the facts.
Yeah, so let me
don't
rules.
line
Let
up.
me arbitrate.
No worries.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's
Yeah.
forget it. Forget
All right,
it.
so
Forget it.
so she's like she's nods and she's like, a group of thugs you followed into the crypt. I see. And where did this group of thugs go once you got in the crypt?
Never saw the rest of them. We had followed the footsteps that went in. We saw them go in. And it was like, okay, we thought maybe they'd, doing something and coming right out. They didn't come back out. So we went in looking and followed footsteps. We found a lady dying. Everybody was wearing red cultist robes. I was able to save her. I'm a life cleric. I healed her. She said, "Hey,
You saved
this
it. So
guy
she would
killed."
she would be a witness then.
Yes.
Oh, that
I
could be very
guess.
useful. Is she nobility as
I
well?
can send her here. No, I don't think she is.
That's too bad.
I think she's a poor commoner like we are. That's why Lord Rainier was involved, because he said something about, well, nobody would probably, it'd be bad for your reputation if anybody heard somebody was in your crypts or
Well-
anything with your name came with like Cult of Asmodeus or anything.
Our name
So we
is
wanted to
used
just-
by our name is used all over the place by everyone. She actually pauses and she's
Rainier suggested we just come bring it to you and y'all could handle it. He said it'd probably
Rainier's
be
not
better if
involved-
We didn't bring it to the watch.
Rainier's not involved in
No.
this in any way.
Not
Correct.
directly.
Just a friend of yours. I see. Smart of you to get a noble involved in the business of other nobles. Smart. And she
We
pauses.
do respect you. We do respect you in your house, and we would not want. And I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier, not
No.
realizing with whom I was speaking.
It is already forgotten. Let me ask you, and she sort of like looks like she has an idea. Let me ask you, Imani, is it the life cleric? What do you know about a certain scuffle that happened at the Growlhund estate just recently?
I heard there was a lot of people killed there.
Indeed. And
And the last I heard, the watch was involved.
the watch was
Saw a huge group of them run past.
saw a huge group run past. So you were there.
Yeah, we were in the area. We were right there at the City of the Dead.
Well, it's not by this. It's not near the City of the Dead. It's actually the Growlhund
I thought
estate
it
is
was.
no. Growlhund estate is up north by
so wait.
Troll Skull Manor.
So,
It's
sorry,
fine.
Sorry.
She says,
I got distracted for a second.
she,
I got distracted for a second.
all right,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. So she says, Imani, you're a terrible liar, and I like that in a person. The truth is, I think I know who you are. These pieces may all be tied together. It may be no coincidence that you found this whole thing interesting. The threads of fate. Sometimes they bring us saviors where we least expect them. Imani, I will confide in you. My family is indeed involved with the cult of Asmodeus. A grievous wrong has been perpetrated upon us by followers, and she looks at Birdie, by followers of this cult. And she, as she's telling you this, you see her sort of, her hands are clasped tightly together, and her knuckles are even turning white. It's just she's like holding back some sort of rage, but her face doesn't belie any. Her face just sort of like is very passive, but her hands are. She's like, we are a powerful family here in Waterdeep. As such, I suppose we are often targets of many things, but this foulness, it is a very private matter, and I would believe that you and your friends may be the answer we've been looking for in this. You found this cultist. We may be able to root out the rest of this cult, and you may be able to save my family from a tragedy of immense proportions.
Okay. I'll try to help however I can.
As she's talking, this pair of children come in, and they look that they must be twins, a boy and a girl, and they actually come running into the room, and they're chasing. The boy is chasing the girl, and the girl is screaming, and she actually turns around at one point, and they've got swords, like toy swords they're playing with, and they're like, shield of Asia, and she, the girl yells out, "Have at thee, knave!" And the boy is like, "I shall slay thee, foul orc!" And they're going through, and this other woman comes in, and she's tall, white. Her hair is pulled back in a tight, angry bun, and she's like, "My lady, my apologies. They got out. They, and Amalia, she says, "I understand. They are children after all. Please, children, we have guests. If you would go play outside." And they're like, "Fine," and they fight their sword way out to outside. And she says, "That, you see, looking at the children, that is what we are trying not to lose to this cult that has wronged us."
Okay, how can we help?
Well,
I mean, we've got a cultist.
do you speak for all your friends, or would it be better if we all spoke together?
I would say that the two of us could engage our companions, and we can, if it makes you feel better, we can go and have a larger meeting. But I would say that we have backed one another in every
Endeavor.
engagement.
Very well. Very
So-
well. She actually said she pours some wine. Would you like anything to drink? This is difficult.
Oh, thank you.
This is highly, and she seems to be sort of just really kind of thinking. She says, "This is highly personal, and I hesitate. Let me be open, more open. I know some, at least, of what happened at the Gralhund estate. I put some pieces together that you were involved in it, and that you ended up at our mausoleum is interesting, but I suppose unsurprising. Let me ask you a question. Were you at the Gralhund estate looking for the answer to an enigma?"
So let me answer your question enigmatically.
No sense. Please be open. Let us be open here.
We're seeking a...
The direct answer is no. The direct answer would be no. We were not there for that purpose. We were there on a very different purpose.
Oh.
Did we gain information to that? And this is to gain your trust. I'm being very open here. We did gain insight into this enigma that you are describing. That is not why we were there.
Interesting. Why were you guys there? Remind me.
We were there
As a
trying to
DM,
solve
we were chasing a nimble right.
the
Why?
fireball that was set off outside of our tavern.
Fireball,
we were
right.
just following clues to why was this fireball set off, and this such set of events of a human fleeing with some object and a nimble right and blah blah blah. We were just trying to solve what the fuck did just happen and why did it happen?
Gotcha. All right.
So
Um,
that's the real reason.
okay. So she's so you stumbled. So you stumbled upon it then. Curious. But you did follow up, I suspect. Did you find it? Did you find the answer to the enigma? Are you searching for it?
We're not searching for it. And the enigma remains an enigma.
Let me tell you a story. Once there was an open lord of Waterdeep. It was very corrupt. His corruption was widely suspected, widely known by those in the know. This lord is said to have stolen an immense sum of money from the city and hidden it away somewhere. There is said to be a key to this, and the key some refer to as Never Ember's Enigma. And the key tells, well, how to find this, how to get this cache of gold. Lots of people in the city, not lots, a few entities in the city are aware of this, or at least believe it to be true. Many do not, but
Shall we say the more affluent?
let me tell you that I believe it to be true. I believe that this is true. I believe that there is a key, and I need this key. I need to have this gold.
Why would you need gold?
Well,
You're noble.
yes.
I mean, everybody needs gold. Everybody can use gold. Yeah,
This-
we all know this. But
This is where the cult comes in. It seems that this cult of Asmodeus has put a curse upon the two things in this world most dear to me. And she looks out in the yard where the children are playing. Their lives have been sworn or given to the Lord of, what's Asmodeus? The Lord of
Lord
the
of
Nine
Hell,
Hells.
but yeah.
He's the Lord of the Nine Hells.
Anyway, yes. Their souls have been given to him unless we're able to come up with the sum of 1 million dragons. We have until the, what's the holiday? We have until the solstice, which is just a couple of weeks away. We have until this time to come up with the gold. We have liquidated many of our assets. We have quietly, as you can imagine, we are not trying to draw a lot of attention to this. We can certainly come up with half of that sum. But let me be clear, even for a family like ours, 1 million dragons is tough. Very tough. So,
Why would you need money for that? Couldn't you? I mean, you're nobles. You've got to know powerful wizards or clerics.
wizards and clerics to break a contract with a devil? We have tried, friend. Believe me. When I tell you we have exhausted every avenue available, we have. We have consulted with clerics and wizards. We have talked to other lords. We have no small bit of influence in town.
My lady. Who made this contract?
Well, that's where this cult comes in. I would, and she looks at this person, I would like to know that myself. But I do not.
Because a contract that was not made, you cannot enter a contract with another entity with something that you don't have a right to. So the only people who could make a contract with your children as the stake would be you or their father. So,
Well,
if there was a contract made outside of your house, it is not binding. And Lord Asmodeus can threaten you as much as he'd like to. But it is not a binding contract.
and yet, it is.
There's got to be a loophole then. If you didn't do it, then there's got to somebody had to do it on your behalf.
She sort of sits. I'm certain.
Imani, I think what she's saying is that we have our answer. Lady Castellanter, with your permission, may I proceed?
Huh?
All right, we're going off in Elliot land right now. I don't know what's going on. I suppose you could, if you're an expert in the ways of devils and devilish, demonic, whatever contracts. But I assure you, we've consulted every professional in the city that we could find, and this is apparently a thing that it's not us, it's not our lives, but it's the children's souls who have been promised, and the cost to save those souls is 1 million dragons.
But it had to be
In
you
fact,
or your husband.
one shy of 1 million dragons, interestingly enough. But
The point I'm trying to make, Lady Castellana, is that it had to be you or your husband to enter that contract.
But that's not the case. And I'm trying not to be personally insulted by this accusation, as I'm reaching
trying
out
not
to you
be
for help.
insulted.
Okay, so is there any other? Okay, so how did the cult do this contract?
All these are good things that we would love to know. I would love to have all these answers. Right now, all I have is one way out. If you can find out more, that'd be fantastic. But right now, this is the way out, and this is why I'm asking you. This is
Okay,
why.
well, I have a cultist you can have.
Oh, we shall clean up this. Don't worry.
And you can tell us, where we can go from here, because here's the highest cultist we found. If
Yes.
you can point us in a direction past that.
Yes. Well, I'll do what I can. We will do what we can. Wish my husband.
Okay. So then,
So we need to either
So-
find
so what I'm
500
hearing,
million dragons or break a contract to save the children.
I'm hearing that we have 2 weeks to solve this.
It's
puzzle.
less than that. It may be something like I'll have to get the exact date. When's the calendar? Dang it! But it's soon. It's very soon.
It's 2 weeks. It's
the
10 days.
3rd. Roy.
The autumn equinox.
Oh, it is. Yeah, 10 days. Yep.
The equinox, not the solstice.
Oh, actually, we're a day ahead though. We actually did get to advance the calendar 1 whole day. No, 2 whole days. We're on the 3rd.
We're on the 3rd.
Yeah, we're currently on the 3rd. So yeah, just under 2 weeks, 10 days. Yeah.
Are we talking about the solstice or the equinox?
The equinox.
Solstice. Sorry.
The autumnal equinox.
What's the one
Wait,
coming up?
what?
What's in autumn?
The autumnal
The
equinox.
autumnal.
Yes, that's right.
The solstice is months away.
Yep. Okay,
So we got to try to help you find 500 million dragons. Or
500,000.
Find a way to break the
500,000.
500,000, 500,000 dragons, or find a way to somehow save your children.
Well, this is the way. This is the way. Now, look, don't get me wrong, friends. I'm not trying to take what is rightfully yours, and we would certainly be able to reward you in many, many ways. Let me assure you, the Castellanters have long reach in this city. We could get you titles, stations, certainly a share of this treasure. We don't need all of it. We've come up with a great deal of this on our own, and we certainly will share what we have left over, of course. So don't, I know this sounds strange. Don't think that I'm trying to steal this from you. You will be handsomely rewarded. I give you my word on that.
Lady Castellana, we're not here to put you in a tough and embarrassing situation.
Well, if I did not believe in your discretion, I would not have broached this. It's just, it's tough. It's difficult to deal with. Difficult.
So, what I'm to understand is that within the next
I want to do that.
several days, we need to find 500,000 gold dragons or a way to defeat the contract on your children's souls.
I mean, I feel free, but I let me say again, we have used the influence of the Castellanter family to its fullest extent, and we have come to the realization that there is no way to break a contract with the devil. It's cliche as that sounds.
So Lady Castellanter, I have 2 points really. One is that it's a contract that you didn't enter, so it's not your.
Yes, I know. Thank you for describing to me how this works.
And there are others in the world who have managed to avoid Lord Asmodeus' view. There are all of the tiefling, the whole race of tieflings.
Yes.
If you see one of them, consider that an ally at this point. This is somebody else who doesn't want Lord Asmodeus to spot them.
Yes. I will keep a lookout for tieflings.
Lady Castellanter,
Yes.
is there any way we could? Do you have this contract written out somewhere?
I do. I don't have it. It's not a written piece, I don't think.
I mean, is there a way we can find out exactly what the contract says? You've given us the gist of it, but can we actually get the exact words that were said?
We have
from
excellent
these
lawyers.
cultists?
We have excellent lawyers in the Nerd League.
All right. Let me see if I can be more clear about this as a dungeon master. There
You've
is
been
no way
around
out
the contract
of
except
the contract. You can read the exact words, but you cannot talk your way out of the contract.
That's why I moved on to the tieflings.
Is that clear enough
I think
yet? Yes. Is that clear enough yet?
That's why I moved on to maybe we could hide the children with tieflings.
All right, let me. No, you cannot hide from. There is no way to break the contract. All right, let's imagine we're in a video game and there's an NPC sitting here at this table with you. She's got a yellow exclamation mark above her head, and when you click the exclamation mark, she says blah 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 blah. Right, all the stuff that nobody reads. Right, and at the end it says, deliver 500,000 dragons to this NPC. Or actually deliver. Actually, it's not even that. In fact, let me. I may have skipped over this during all this sort of talk about contracts and stuff. She says that I know of the enigma, and I know of the stone. The significant research we've done has found about this. I know that there is a stone that has been, I don't know a lot about it. Getting information about this thing has proven nigh impossible. It is as if it doesn't even exist. Yet I know that it does. I've seen it. I know that the beholder in the city has it or had it at some point, and I strongly suspect that that's why what happened at the Growlhounds. So, I don't. It must be. It must be. It was even tied to the fireball, wasn't it? Because that's how you got involved, and that's how you ended up at the Growl. It all ties in together. And she like said, she's like, yes.
We don't know as much as you know.
Well,
I know more.
I know a bit, but let me tell you, we have fully applied the full power and influence of the Castle Lantern name to find out everything we can about this thing. The things that we could not find were where this key is. I know that there's some stone, but where it is. And I now think I know where it is. And she looked at you.
So what?
And I am imploring you to give it to us so that we may save these children.
So what you're saying is that you know what keys we need.
No. She's not saying that. She says she knows that there's some. This multiple keys thing is something she has no idea about. I don't even know if you know about it, but yeah, she just knows there's some key to this thing. So she doesn't know all the. In fact, Chris, like he said, Chris knows a lot more about this than she certainly does.
Yeah, and we don't. And luckily, neither of us knows anything, so we're not bluffing. We're at this point, we're totally ignorant. But what I'm saying is. We will do what we can to protect your family name and save your children. But we don't have, and we need your help, and we need your help in, we don't know the way that we should address the situation with this cultist here. We came here today.
Said she's going to handle that.
Consider it handled.
I will consider that handled, and we will do our best to help you and to save your children.
Well, there's a very simple thing that you could do, just to be very clear. As I'm being open, there's something. I'm just being very clear for you. There's some very simple thing that you could do that would allow us to save my children.
And what is that?
Give us the key.
The key to what? What key?
The key we've been talking about all this whole time. The treasure, the gold, the key to the gold.
This.
She thinks you have the key, and she is asking you to give it to her so that she can take it. And she has promised to reward you richly.
I do not have a key to any amazing treasure. However, no, look, this is me being honest. Like,
I know. Okay.
I don't have a key to any treasure I can't give to you. So, but I will do my best. And I hope you believe me that I will do my best to help save your children. I have no love for the Lord of the Nine Hells, and I hope everything that I can do for the greater good prevents him from having any catchhold in the city of Waterdeep or in any part of our realm.
I understand. Thank you for your fervor. And she looks at Imani. Imani, consider it.
Yes, sure, lady.
We need... I'm running out of hope. And with that, she sums from, if there's anything you need, and if there's anything you need, friends, do not hesitate. You are, well, I hope that you will be considered close friends of the Castellanter family.
I hope we will live up to that.
Well, as I said, it is an easy thing to do, is it not? She looks at you piercingly.
It has become precious to me.
Yeah. So you don't. So to be clear, like whatever insight, like you're not sure if she knows you have this or not, or she just sort
But
of
she
suspects you do. Like she's putting pieces together, and it seems
Right.
she's put the pieces together. So does she absolutely know it? No, but the breadcrumbs are there, and talking to her, she's clearly like. Remember, you guys have sort of the Castellanters, him and her, are what's his name? Victoro Castellanter. They're supposedly like these legendary, ex-adventurer, blah blah blah, become super rich lords, but they're like powerful people, like a lot of the big people in Waterdeep are, right? Like the Open Lord of Waterdeep is like the super archmage person, right? They're so the lords of Waterdeep are these very high level type people,
Right.
and she's one of them, and she's got this sort of this piercing and this good charisma, but just this piercing intellect, and she's incredibly sharp. So just your impression of her is that like she's just this really sharp person who doesn't miss much. She keeps things in line, and she's probably the person who it wouldn't be hard to imagine she's the big driving force in the Castellanter family achieving the status that they've gotten, So it's,
Yeah. So we're dead if we don't do it anyway. So yes, I get it.
she has not threatened you
No, she is not.
yet.
She's scared as shitless.
Well,
There's no
she's-
threat involved.
and there may be that she may, yeah, but like again, so she, and she may be just fishing. You're not sure, but she's, yeah. All right, so that is a quest. That is an official quest in your quest log. Deliver the Stone of Galore to Lady Castellanter.
Or deliver 500,000 dragons.
I suppose that would work too. Yeah, you might even need to deliver the whole thing. I don't know.
500,000 dragons.
Yeah,
It's a number. We got it.
So the
Well, actually, 4,999, whatever yada yada.
yeah, and the official quest reward for this is negotiable.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, which means that, like I said, the Castellanter family is very powerful and has a lot of powerful connections. So, things like titles or land or stuff like that would not be out of the question at all. Simple gold,
Yeah.
sure. Fairly easy. Not 500,000, but certainly, some tidy sum. And having the thankfulness of the Castellanter family, if we want to, in so much as you want to pursue like the political world of Waterdeep, and that could be a side thing, that could be a huge ally. Like Rhaenyra is a nice guy, cool Lord Waterdeep, but relatively minor player compared to the Castellanter family. They're like maybe the premier
They seem
family in
really-
Waterdeep,
yeah.
and so being on their payroll, so to speak, or having them as like your best friends is like big deal as far as establishing yourself in the city. It won't help you in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but well, I guess it could. If you've got magic, yeah, you may be able to request magic item, whatever.
I would
So-
love a magic item. God damn it.
Yeah.
I just
Well-
need a magic rapier.
Well,
Probably
at this
something-
point, we're at 11 o'clock, so
Yeah,
we're
we're
almost
gonna-
out of time anyway.
No, we're
but
done. Yeah, I'm just mentioning this as
basic-
like just to sort of lay things bare because I do want to sort of move into the next whatever thing. So
At this point, we basically have a few opposing factions, and it looks like we're getting to the point where we can't keep playing all the factions.
well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. There are factions. You guys are sort of a known commodity to some of the factions. So the Castellanters know who you are and suspect that you've got this stone. The Xanathar know who you are and may know that you got the stone. The Zentarum, the Manchun, know who you are, but they may not know you've got the stone because you did kill everybody at the place. So they may not really be up on you so much. The people you chase down, this cult, they know you've got the stone for sure. So that's another sort of gray entity right now.
Which it looks like we want to find this cult to begin with to find out more about this contract.
Yeah, and the cult. We'll get there. But yeah, so so there's a few entities. Then you throw in like Uncle Lucky, you throw in Renair, you throw in the Emerald Enclave. So you guys have gotten some renown with several different movers and shakers in the city now. But you're high on the radar of a few people, and the entities that know who you are and know or suspect you've got the stone are going to be a big deal for you. I'm just, let's be very clear, right? The Xanathar Guild wants that stone, and this other entity, the people you took the stone from, want the stone. Now the Castellanters want the stone, and the Manchun want the stone. So you've got at least 4 major entities who are potentially going to give you some grief.
This is excellent. Now we don't need to search for the Manchun. They'll come straight to us.
Yeah,
That may not
we gotta
be
tell
the
Uncle
best
Lucky about
case scenario.
this.
The Manchun are led by like this big high, supposedly led by this big high like super arch wizard dude, right? What's his name? Manchun, yeah.
Manchun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Manchun.
Who's actually tied in some, so he supposedly, so you've got like the super arch level wizard dude, you've got a beholder and his whole crew, you've got some cult of Asmodeus, and then the Castellanters, who at least seem friendly, like they're not actually.
You don't forget that Manchun is a chosen of Baal.
Yeah. Oh, so. Yeah, so throw all these factors into the pot to think that it might not be just a man. Like they might actually all just come together, right? They're all just sort of like it'll be the battle of 4 armies at the Troll Skull Manor. So it'll be
There's five armies, right?
well, I guess Well, I was thinking Castellanter, but really there's 3 bad guys that want it, and then the Castellanters. So I was thinking 4.
And us.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're the army. All right. The Battle of 5 Armies at Trolls World next week. All right. 2 weeks from today, we're going to have the final episode as we're just going to just throw it all out there. All the bad guys, all the good guys. We're all just going to be in a big scrum in the tavern of the Troll Skull Manor. And Leaf's going to be like...
And I'm totally going to pull a Bilbo and go invisible and wander off.
Yeah, when all the dust settles. Raj?
I'll be like... Yeah, I hit my head on a rock. Out for hours.
Rajal's halfway to Baldur's Gate.
There went Raj with the Arkenstone. Oh, there it went.
Where's Ragnar? Where's the Stone of Galore? Nobody knows.
Oh man, yeah, this is definitely getting interesting. So anyway, I bring all this stuff up to sort of lay bare and make sure we're all on the same page, and that you guys are sort of aware of the not insignificant forces that are going to be sort of like
Trying to
probably affect your lives here in the near future. So next week, Battle of 5 Armies in the tavern, not a Troll Skull Tavern, in the Lords of Lions Tavern.
You're talking about 2 weeks.
That's right. Sorry, 2 weeks. Battle of 5 Armies, Super Scrum Fest in the Lords of the Lion Tavern. Don't miss it. It's going to be an episode you're not going to want to miss. Until then,
I don't want to miss it.
Nerd out.
I don't want to miss it. I'm totally not missing. 2 weeks from now, can't wait.